I think it's a trend in itself to not follow trends. People are spending their money a lot differently, prioritizing quality over quantity, cutting back on unnecessary purchases, and focusing more on experiences over products. Add in the TikTok ban and nostalgia-driven trends in 2024, and rising global beauty influence, and beauty as we know it is coming to an end. In today's trend forecast, we're gonna dive into the future of beauty and what's next. I'm here to help you revive your love for beauty while also being conscious of how it affects our wallets and the world around us. And I thought this video would be perfect because beauty trends are very much influenced by our shopping behaviors, current events, and social influences. Before I dive into my beauty predictions though, I kind of wanted to have a little chat and share my opinion a little bit about trends in general, because I've been seeing a lot of mixed opinions about trends and a lot of comments, not on my videos particularly, but as I'm watching other trend predictions and reading the comments on those videos, I actually noticed a lot of people hate trends, like to their core hate trends, and are yelling from their rooftops to stop following trends. Now, I have a completely different perspective. I personally think that trends are just another fun way to experiment and get inspiration. I don't think we need to be out here yelling at people to stop following trends if you don't want to follow a trend. Now, are there trends I absolutely hate and probably will never participate in? Yeah, there are some trends that are absolutely ridiculous, especially trends that are stemmed out of just rage bait. But then there are trends that I absolutely love, adore, and has allowed me to find new ways to do my makeup, do my hair, do my nails that actually really works and fits within my lifestyle and personal self-expression. They mark an era in time of how we have evolved and changed as society in our tastes, in our creativity, in our innovation, and it very much creates this era that we can look back on. But I think the comments saying things like, I don't follow trends, stop following trends, is very much giving me I'm not like the other girls kind of vibe, and I'm not really here for that. Trends are what keeps things new and fresh because they're always changing. And I think if you're someone who says that you don't follow trends, you do follow trends, because a lot of trends come from trends in the past, trends from decades ago. Winged eyeliner, it comes from decades ago. It trended decades ago before you started doing your winged eyeliner, before you were born. A lot of trends come back to life. They're usually revived in maybe a newer or fresher way, but we're at the point where a lot of things have already been done a million times over. If something is trending, it's because we're doing it in a slightly different way, or we're just appreciating what has trended in the past and wanting to bring it back. So I really don't think there's a need to exile trends as a whole. I think that it's always going to exist, even if the trend is to not follow a trend. You get what I'm saying? Now, my personal trend predictions are going to be based on a few different factors. One of those being the change in shopping behavior. The second is going to be based on what I've seen from social media in 2024 with influencers and how that's going to overflow into 2025. And the third factor is going to be based on brands and product launches and kind of what I've been seeing on the back end of things as a beauty content creator myself. Let us know what are some beauty trend predictions you have for 2025, because sometimes you guys say things that I would have never thought of. Okay, first I just wanted to start with some very basic trends, short and sweet, rapid fire. Cherry reds, classic wearable red shades that will continue to dominate. A good example of this is Glossier relaunching their cherrybomb.com. I'm also very much thinking Coach and their cherry charm. So I think there's something about the cherryness that I'm feeling in my intuition, especially just scrolling through Instagram. I don't know if it's because I love the color cherry, but I think in general, red is always trending. It's just every year it's a different shade of red that ends up trending. We've also seen that a little bit from the trend last year with the cherry cola lips, but it's gonna take over this year for the red trend. Another color that I'm kind of seeing in the future is lilac and maybe some shade of purple. So somewhere in that purpley lilac family. A good example is a recent launch from Huda Beauty, the lilac powder, the lilac blush. Because color theory has been trending heavily visually on TikTok, purple is that color, especially if you have medium to tan skin tones, that will actually show up as pink on you. I think we're gonna see purple in other areas and also even more variations of purple blush, because I don't think people are over it yet. Like, even me, who has been on the search for purple blush, I still don't think there's enough options that I have found that I'm obsessing over. So I think that purple blush is going to continue, but just any shade of purple, purple lipstick, purple eyeshadow. Another way I'm kind of getting my trend predictions is just seeing what products have launched in 2024 and what products have already launched in the beginning of the year. When it comes to product launches, I've heard it takes anywhere between 1 to 2 years, maybe even more, to actually get something out onto the market. So the launches that we're gonna see this year are likely from 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 3 years ago, where brands had decided to make products based on trends in those moments. So I don't think we're done with the color purple. We have a lot of colors here. I'm not even gonna talk about the mocha brown Pantone color of the year, because, you know, the Pantone color of the year isn't always the color that ends up trending. It trends in the beginning of the year and it doesn't always overflow. People are kind of over it. I think last year was probably peach. I didn't see a lot of peach things. So I mean, mocha brown could catch on, but I think brown in general is always going to be trending. And the last kind of colors that I'm seeing is blues and grays. So a lot of cool tones, especially for eyeshadow. I'm very much thinking Natasha Denona, I Need a Nude, Makeup by Mario, the recent holiday palette, but I know for a fact there's going to be more, and I'll dive a little bit deeper into that later in this video. So those are my color trend predictions for the year. Let's go ahead and move on to the next prediction. And I think that this is going to come back, but for the beauty world. So I think a few years back, or maybe not too long ago, luxury minimalism was trending for fashion. I think we're gonna actually see a lot of this when it comes to beauty, or at least the conversation around beauty is going to be centered around this luxury minimalism term. I personally think luxury and minimalism shouldn't be in the same sentence, but you kind of get the gist of having fewer, lesser things, but more nicer things. So just as an example of products people are going to buy for this trend, it would be more like staple products. So I'm thinking high quality luxury foundations, lip balms, perfumes, especially skincare products, and just putting money where they think it's worth quote unquote investing in. In the same breath of luxury minimalism, this kind of like attaches to that idea, is Project Pan. Now, Project Pan has always been a thing. It's always been a known thing, but I've seen so many Project Pan videos on TikTok, and even my Project Pan video, I did not expect to like get a decent amount of views. That is telling me that y'all really like Project Pan, like more than ever, because in the past, Project Pan videos, from what I've seen, don't really perform that well. But now I think we are shifting our viewer behavior from watching a bunch of hauls to Project Pan. Even on TikTok, there has just been a lot of viral videos around Project Pan, whether it's rage bait or whether it's someone like truly, genuinely doing Project Pan. So I think that's also going to be a really big trend, which I'm kind of here for, because I am in the same phase of my life of really just wanting to use and love what I have. And I would love to see that gain virality and popularity, because as a creator, selfishly, those are the types of videos I want to do. I don't want to do as many haul videos, as many shopping videos, because I don't really find as much joy in them as I used to. Now, this one I feel like is a bit unique and might not fully catch on this year, or like early in the year. It might catch on later in the year, but I've been seeing hints of it, and it's makeup for glasses, or just glasses in general as an accessory. This isn't necessarily a beauty trend as much as it is a fashion accessory trend. Your hair and your makeup kind of has to complement the glasses, and recently I've just been seeing so many people rocking really cute and quirky glasses, and I'm such a big fan of that. I'm blind, okay? I can't see crap. I have the worst vision. If I took out my contacts right now, couldn't see a thing. Blur. Okay, my entire life would be like defocused. With that being said, I'm excited to see more people wearing glasses, but that also means makeup style for glasses, hairstyle for glasses, and I think this all stemmed from those Miu Miu glasses that have been trending, which I think are very cute. So we'll see how this is going to kind of like overflow into beauty. Now this trend prediction is kind of in reference to what I mentioned earlier about what I thought about trends and people saying I don't follow trends, stop following trends. I think it's a trend in itself to not follow trends, and it's already seeped into the year already, is natural beauty routines. So that might mean going back to your natural hair color, or just choosing a more natural hair color. So maybe not as ombre, maybe not as highlighted, but something that's a little bit more solid colored. Basically beauty that kind of looks low maintenance, but might not actually be low maintenance. I think we're also gonna see this when it comes to makeup styles, but it might be more about enhancing our features with our makeup. And again, we've been saying this for years, right? A lot of us has been saying this for years, like do your makeup in a way that enhances your beauty, and I'm here for it. I love natural beauty routines, embracing the way that you look, embracing your features, but on the opposite end of things, because I think multiple trends can happen at the same time, since there are different types of people out there in the world, there's also going to be this trend of overdone glam makeup, almost like 2016 makeup, because there's already this trend on TikTok called like the unapproachable makeup trend. What was the trend? Oh, not unapproachable, it was unrecognizable trend. So not looking like yourself. We got two ends of the spectrum here. I'm having a little bit of a crisis because I'm like, TikTok was our platform for seeing trends, right? Where is it going to be now? And then in terms of the natural beauty trend, I basically got that from the fact that a lot of people are talking about dyeing their hair back to the original color that they had growing up because it's less maintenance. And I agree, it is less maintenance for me personally. And for me, these trends are exciting. I like both because I am both. I love a good natural makeup type, and I also have my days where I am doing unrecognizable makeup for the most part, like full glam. Now this trend is nothing new. It happens every single year, and I'm gonna call it the nostalgic beauty trend, where we go back in time, we find a decade of beauty that we really love in terms of hair, makeup, nails, and we just try to bring it back to present day future. I think this really just stems from the fact that technology is changing. AI has now taken over in a lot of unfortunate and fortunate ways, and social media is changing and evolving, and we're really just looking for this sense of nostalgia. I recently bought a vinyl, which we've bought vinyls before, and I didn't realize how popular vinyls have become until I tried to go buy a Sabrina Carpenter vinyl and could not find it in store because it's just sold out and gone. So that is telling me that we might have a resurgence of a certain decade, the way that we're having a resurgence with physical media. Do I have an idea of what decade we're going to revive? Not necessarily. What I think is going to end up happening is we're just going to see more of 90s and 2000s cool tone makeup. I'm talking muted shades, grungy makeup styles, and glitter makeup once again. And this kind of goes to my point that I mentioned earlier of seeing more blue and gray tones in 2025. The 90s and 2000s was very much that time frame for cool tone makeup, and I think we've been deprived of that for many, many years. Like since 2015, not even, like prior to 2015, warm tone makeup really took over. MAC just released a new line of their lipsticks. I think they're reviving like cool tone lipsticks from the past that people are absolutely obsessed with, and I want to see more of that kind of revival, like brands taking the makeup that they used to make in the 90s and 2000s and just bringing it back to life. I also think it's just really refreshing to see cool tone makeup, and I've recently been experimenting a lot with cool tone makeup. I hated cool tone makeup at first, but now I kind of learned how to make it work for explore my features in a way that I really love and have fun with, especially because I have dark black hair. So cool tone makeup, even if it's not like fully complementary to my skin tone, it looks really good with dark black hair. So we're definitely gonna see more launches like the new MAC lipstick launch. We're gonna see more cool tone eyeshadow, cool tone blush, cool tone lips. We're gonna be sick of the cool tone at some point, but because we've already seen hints of this, I'm sure brands have already started working on their cool tone makeup launches. And since we're on the topic of cool tone makeup, I think we're also going to see a major Asian beauty takeover. It's already kind of been really popular on TikTok, but we're going to see that even more in 2025. You're especially going to see that on my channel specifically because I have been in contact with some K-beauty brands and they have been reaching out to me in ways that Western makeup brands do not reach out to me. So that is telling me something. It's telling me that they are trying to get more of a global and wider audience, but it's also telling me that they are shifting maybe their marketing from TikTok to YouTube, and we're just going to see more of that. There's also the reasoning of I'm an Asian creator, so that's why they're reaching out to me. And when it comes to K-beauty and even C-beauty, they are just known for the cool tone makeup. Now, are the brands the most inclusive? Not really. They don't all work for my medium brown skin tone, but in terms of the amount of shade options they have for cool tone skin, it's like no other. I actually feel like I am excluded when it comes to K-beauty than I do when it comes to Western beauty because I'm a warm tone makeup gal. A lot of the times when I'm shopping like on YESSTYLE for these products, a lot of the shade ranges are very cool, and maybe they'll have like one option that's warm tone. So I think what's gonna happen here, because Asian beauty, they have been really trending for a variety of different products for hair, for makeup, for skincare, especially sunscreen. I think that Western brands have seen that in the past couple of years and they are going to follow suit. And we've already seen Western brands try to copy K-beauty brands already, but like everything in this video, we're going to see even more of it. I think more Western brands are going to launch products like lip stains, lip tints, maybe cushion foundations. We haven't seen that yet, surprisingly, but there could be a case of some cushion foundations, and lip creams especially will become a lot more common. And I'm not mad at this, truthfully. I know a lot of y'all don't like when Western brands copy K-beauty or C-beauty, but hear me out here. Imagine the formulas of K-beauty and C-beauty, but in shades that are more inclusive. So it's either going to be more brands are going to launch similar products, or these C-beauty, K-beauty brands, I'm just gonna group it as Asian brands because saying that is a lot. These Asian brands might instead try to make products that are more inclusive globally. We'll see. Maybe both will happen. And by the way, YESSTYLE did reach out to me recently and they gave me a code. So originally I had a 5% off code, but now I have a 12% off code. So if you want to use that, it's going to be Elle12, I believe. If you don't want to be influenced, feel free to skip this part because I do want to kind of touch on what I've been wearing on my lips. In my last video, this is what I had paired with a brown lip liner. I can't pronounce it. Musagai. But it's in this kind of adorable tube. They're kind of pricey for what they are, I'm not gonna lie, but I do really like the formula, specifically the water tint formula. And the packaging of these are so cute, but don't let it fool you because this comes with only like half of the product. It's like buying a bag of chips and only getting half of the bag of chips. Like, I want this formula in a different package. I only recently discovered Asian beauty brands, so I am going to have a year of really deep diving into these brands and learning about them because I find it way more interesting. Okay, the last trend that I think is going to take over is experiences over consumption. Literally. Overconsumption, experiences over space consumption. And I think this is really going to happen because a lot of us, again, are trying to cut back on our spending when it comes to material items like beauty and fashion, which means we will probably shift our spending over to more experiences. And this usually happens a lot. It's either going to be a shift from products to experiences, or a shift from beauty products to fashion products, or a shift from fashion and beauty to something else. hobbies. Ooh, yes. That's what it's gonna be. The shopping is going to shift from spending on hobbies and spending on experiences, because at the end of the day, I still think people are going to be spending their money. It's just going to be spending it on different things. Now, how is this going to affect the beauty industry? More people are going to focus their beauty routines around practical, more long wear products that can withstand different climates and busy lifestyles. So it's either the brands are going to launch more of those products, or us as consumers are going to really be looking out for those types of products, because even if we're spending more money on experiences like traveling or concerts and events, the videos and the trends we're gonna see is very much going to be travel makeup routine, travel makeup bag, long wear makeup routines, and practical makeup techniques, advice, and skills. So for example, for event makeup, I feel like we're gonna see a lot of videos on subtle glitter. So not crazy glitter, but more subtle glitter. Again, kind of attaching it to the Asian beauty trends, which we usually see a lot of glitter for Asian beauty. Graphic liners especially. And I say this because I don't think we're ready to dive deep into eyeshadow again. I think we're still kind of tiptoeing back into the eyeshadow realm, or we might not go back into the eyeshadow realm, and we want to play with other things for your eyes, but not full glam eyeshadow, if you get what I'm saying. So graphic liner is going to be a big one, and just cat eye looks for special occasions. Cat eye especially because the Billie Eilish makeup tutorial has trended, and again, a lot of our trends come from celebrities. Travel size products, I think brands will continue to shrink their products for a terrible cost, but I think brands have just in general been wanting to launch more minis of their products. So because of that, they're not only good for the traveling trend, but they'll also be good for those of you who don't want to pay full price for a product and only want to try a small amount. All together with product pan trending, people traveling, maybe wanting more travel size products, and the fact that brands have already been shrinking the size of their products for more money, I think we're just going to see that more in 2025, maybe even bigger mini sections at Sephora and Ulta. And of course, with a change in wanting more practical makeup, even in the change in environment, we're going to see a lot more long wear makeup and SPF related makeup. So products designed to handle heat, humidity, long wear foundations, water resistant foundations, SPF and makeup mixed together. We're just going to see a lot more of that. And I think that's pretty self-explanatory because we've already seen that. So those are all of my trend predictions of 2025. Holy crap, I feel like that was a lot of trends that I have predicted, and a lot of it really isn't anything new. I think that there are just some years where the trends start, and then the years after is when the trends become even more prominent, even more in your face, and that is what I feel like is going to happen this year. I also think this year is very much going to be a transition for a lot of trends, or just a lot of things in general. I don't want to like add fear, but it feels very much like 2020 to me this year, and 2020 was very much a year of transition, also a year of uncertainty, a year where a lot of things shifted and changed, like a marker year. And I think 2025 is going to be very similar, especially with social media changing drastically. I think social media is where we get a lot of our trends. That is all going to be dependent on how content changes in 2025. And I haven't been thinking about that a lot because I'm just like, that gives me anxiety. I'm trying to just focus on what I can do, what I'm enjoying doing, and what content is true to me. But let me know in the comments below, how do you think the change in social media is going to affect trends? What beauty trends do you think is going to happen this year and why? Let's have a little discussion in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and as always, I'll catch you on the flip side.